Good morning! Today I'm going to Valletta, which is the capital city of Malta, and it's actually the smallest capital city in all of Europe. I think a beautiful day is in store. I'm loving Malta so far. I'm actually here on the island to film a documentary about the ancient prehistoric secrets of Malta, but I'm also vlogging my time here. I'm going to show you what it's like to solo travel the Maltese islands, the two largest being Malta and Gozo. I'm going to very loosely plan my vlogging days and just see what there is to spontaneously uncover, which is my favorite way to travel. I feel like I'm in Dune or Game of Thrones, letting my gut and intuition guide the way. Well, and my GPS. So I'm here in Malta and it is unbelievably mind-boggling. I'm actually staying with a local Maltese woman and she has lived here all her life, and she was telling me that the Maltese language is 70% derived from Arabic, and then the last 30% is a mixture between English, French, and Italian. So it really truly is a melting pot. And she was laughing and she was telling me that some of the older people say bonjour in the morning and then ciao to say goodbye, which is so interesting. It's just like a complete melange of cultures and language. Nearly everyone speaks English here because Malta was actually a British colony for the past 115 years. And it's so crazy because the last British forces didn't leave until like April 1st, 1979. So they haven't had their independence for that long. Okay, behind me is literally like a Roman ruin or some sort of ruin that they're still using today. There's a whole bunch of chairs and seats and they use it. The energy that was there back in the day is still around with new energy, and it just makes a place so electric. And the Verona Amphitheater, they still use it today. So my brother and I, we got a chance to go visit the amphitheater while they were rehearsing for a big show that they had, and it was one of the most magical electric experiences I've ever had, and I can't imagine going to a place here as well. Okay, so now I'm headed to the upper Baraka, which supposedly is a beautiful outlook on the city of Malta. So let's do it. I mean the city of Valletta. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Sorry. Oh, sure. Wow. Oh, cool. Wow. So behind me is a view of the three cities, which I'm going to take a ferry to in a few minutes. One of the three cities is Birgu, which is the original location where the Knights of St. John or the Knights of St. Malta fought off the Great Siege of the 1500s. So this island has actually been ruled by many different countries throughout the years, and it has a very complex and fascinating history that truly goes back to some of the first humans. And I'm always like obsessed with these types of islands. For example, Corsica is another one of my favorite places, and it's actually a French territory now, but that island also was ruled by many different countries, which creates such a unique culture and a unique history. And the Corsican people actually are super nationalistic to Corsica. So they consider themselves first Corsican and then French. So next we are gonna head to St. John's Co-Cathedral, which I'm super excited about because there's a lot of interesting history there. Behind me is the St. John's Co-Cathedral, and it was actually created by the Knights of St. John. And inside it's so cool because there are different chapels dedicated to each of the different languages that the Knights of St. Malta originated from. Because the Knights of St. Malta came from all over the world. There are also two Caravaggio paintings, which I just think is so cool because I learned a lot about Caravaggio in Florence, and you can see evidence of him here in Malta as well. Okay, so what are the Knights of St. John, aka the Knights of Malta? Well, the Knights of St. John are actually a noble military religious Catholic group here on the island, and they did a ton of things actually. They basically protected this area in the 1500s. Specifically, they were very influential in the siege of Malta of the 1500s, which I'll talk more about later on the Fort of St. Angelo. Okay, St. John's Co-Cathedral was actually so incredible. My favorite part was the Caravaggio paintings. They were so realistic and evoked so much emotion. And one of my favorite facts was it was the only painting that Caravaggio actually ever signed his name on, and it was in the blood of St. John the Baptist's neck. That is so incredible. And then another crazy fact was that Caravaggio actually got kicked out of the Malta order, and it was in that oratory that they decided that he needed to be kicked out, literally under the painting of the beheading of St. John the Baptist that he created. Wow, how ironic. Every inch and every centimeter was just so miraculously crafted and so much detail. Oh my gosh, it was actually honestly so incredible. I would highly recommend it. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. Someone just saw me vlogging and they were like, excuse me, do you do content for YouTube? And I was like, yes. And they said, well, I wanted to tell you that there's this really cool place that might be interesting for you to make some content of, and it's the underground Valletta. That is so cool. I'm 100,000% going there. I saw a one-legged pigeon and it actually made me sad. Taking a ferry to the three cities. Yay. Okay, I'm on the inlet island type thing of Borgu. It's one of the three cities. It's very cool and beautiful. I feel like I'm in Dune or Game of Thrones or something like that, like somewhere so magnificent and unreal. Look at these stairs. They're so thin and worn down because they're so old, but still usable. This place is so beautiful and charming. So I'm headed to Fort St. Angelo, and it's actually the original location of the fort of the Knights of St. Malta. There is an island in between Africa and Sicily that is the most stunning and intriguing place I've ever been.